My grandfather on my mother's side died of heart disease before I was born.
And my grandfather on my father's side died before I was born of heart disease.
So both of us, have had so much experience, potentially bad, from heart attacks and from heart disease, but ultimately, because of the treatment we're able to have, really turned out positive for our families. Again, one of my recollections of growing up was when we finally got to go to Disney World. When I was of second grade, after that, we went out there, and then all of a sudden we got a call. My grandfather, my dad's father, had a heart attack. That was really my earliest recollection of what heart disease did. And I did see how it affected my grandfather then, how he did have to slow down, do a lot less. Next thing we knew about with hearts really was, again, my father. Back when I was in college, Dad had a couple of heart attacks. And I started to realize, this is something that runs in my family, something that, may affect me eventually.
And then my father had heart disease. We didn't know it until the mid-70s, and he had heart bypass surgery, which in the mid-70s was kind of new. He went to Houston, and he lived another 25 years and was able to be a real part of our kids' lives growing up, and just got to spend such quality time with them that we wouldn't have had if it hadn't been for the advances in treatment of heart disease.
As I mentioned, my dad had a series of heart attacks. He ended up having to retire early. Then at some point in time, I told Dad, other than your heart problem, you're really pretty healthy. Maybe you should see if a heart transplant would be something that would even be possible to you. And when he talked to his cardiologist, who happened to be Tommy Lombardo, Tommy said, yeah, that would be a good idea. And he gave him some people to contact. And Dr. Moore was really excited to have him apply because Dad would be one of the oldest heart recipients at that time if he was accepted into the program. A couple of months later, what do you know, I had a heart attack.
On his 39th birthday.
So that was kind of my introduction to it. I was lucky. I didn't have a lot of damage to my heart. I was staying at home recovering from my heart attack when my mom and Dad got a call that there was a heart available for him in San Antonio. This came in about midnight one night, and I was able to stay with him while he had his transplant, but then as he recovered afterwards. In a few weeks, Dad was doing more than he had done in years, and again, it's all because of these advances in the treatment of heart disease. Not just the transplants, but all the medicine, all the how they learn to deal with immune response, things like that. He had a new lease on life. He and mother bought a motor home, and my kids got to go every place with them.
They have several sets of grandchildren, and they took them all every summer and went all kinds of places, and just the wonderful experiences that they were able to share with them because of the wonderful treatment that they received.
Their favorite traveling companions, other than all the grandkids, were Becky's parents. And so again, Leonard, because of his bypass surgery and being able to be so active like that, they got to know each other very well. So many people would have been affected if heart disease had won. We still got a long way to go. I would certainly have preferred if I hadn't had a heart attack. I'm certainly sure that Dad would have been happier if he hadn't had to have a transplant, but we're getting there.
It's definitely made a big impact on our lives, and we're living examples of how much the research can make a difference. Our lives would have definitely been different without all of the advances.